Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready and put your hands together for Steve, franchise, Hutchinson.
Shit, so where's he get out here?
Hey, you say Shot City? Shot City, Shot City, coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Yeah, do you think about me now and then? 'Cause I'm coming home.
Hey, good to see you, Steve.
Good to be here, Steve Hutchinson.
Good to see you, Steve.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks.
Have a seat.
Go funny, you think about me now and then. Do you think about me now and then? 'Cause I'm coming home again. Man, home again. Do you think about me now and then? Do you think about me now and then? Oh, now I'm coming home again. Maybe we could start again.
Welcome back to Homecoming. We're here today with three-year varsity veteran Steve Hutchinson. Thank you for letting us sit down with you today, Steve.
No problem.
I first want to get into the part where you left off. Take us to the end of your senior season, starting with the last game against Wentworth.
Well, the last game was against Wentworth, quarterfinals, TCC playoffs. We all know how it ended. We lost, but we played good. Wentworth was undefeated at home, so we knew what we had cut for us, and we just couldn't get it done.
Especially, too, you had just beat Wentworth here at home prior to that game.
Well, some may say we dominated, but it was, wasn't much of a close game, so I guess you could say we were a little confident going into the quarterfinals.
Well, take us through warm-ups. What was the atmosphere like, during the warm-ups, and knowing that maybe the turf, probably wasn't in your favor, you're not used to it. What was that all like?
Well, most of us veterans have played in that turf before. We know it's nothing special. It's real flat, so we were kind of relaxed going into it, maybe a little too relaxed, and I think it might have hurt us in the end.
Talk about after the game. What was the mood like on the bus ride home, especially too after coming off, maybe, I guess what some might say, a disappointing season. You just went to the conference championship the year before. So talk about the mood on the bus after the game.
Somber. It was no place to be. The coaches told us we had a good season, congratulated us, but obviously nobody was happy with the outcome, so, it wasn't a good ride home.
Now, over your illustrious Nichols College career, you've had nearly 20 shanks. How does this affect your play and your mentality going into each game?
A shank gives you a missed shot.
Oh yeah, precisely. A shank being a missed shot. Approximately 20.
Yeah, I mean it was tough. Keeping my confidence up. As a back, every shot counts. Defensive center mid. So going into the final games, I just wanted to make sure if I hit one on net, it was gonna count.
Now, during your senior campaign, you only had 3 shots, 1 on goal. Can you take us through the other 2?
Well, I can vividly remember my shot against Salve Regina. It's 1-1 game. About 5 minutes left. I was
Danny Smith at the cross, right?
Yeah, Dan Smith put a decent ball, bouncing, but it was decent. And I saw an opportunity, hit it. Keeper saved it with one hand. Couldn't see the deal, but that was as far as that one. And my other shot was actually a header against Regis. Hit pipe, ping, never a sound you want to hear, so, I guess that's my my defensive career as a goal scorer.
That's just the way it goes. So, all right, Steve, take us back a little bit further, probably for the decision to come from UCF, because that's where you originally were before you had transferred to Nichols.
Central Florida, correct?
Yes. What were some of the details, maybe the deciding factors that led you here?
I would say the size of school. UCF was substantially larger than Nichols, and it's the overall attitude. Great group of guys here at Nichols. Chris Trainer, stand-up guy. Maybe not the greatest coach I've ever had, playing-wise, but good guy.
Do you have any knowledge of the team in terms of expectations, maybe stats-wise, or?
Coming into the team, I believe they had a rough campaign their freshman year, and I guess the overall attitude was improvement. Keep climbing up that ladder. Keep trucking.
Yeah. Now, looking back, knowing Nichols went to a conference championship your junior season, how far away do you think the team was during the transition period from sophomore to junior year?
I'd say junior year we got some key recruits, David Johnson. A few other players really helped us out, Brian Sands. So I'd say we were more offensive-minded junior year, and we underdogs throughout the playoffs, and we just kept on going. We had a big win with Roger Williams, a big win at Curry, and we lost at Winnick, but we smelled what it tasted like. It tasted good.
Talk about your
Smell good,
confidence. I apologize for interrupting. Now talk about your confidence level going into your second season. You're coming up north. You just had a year. You went from Florida. You have a year under your belt. Talk about how different the second year it was, maybe your junior season, going towards that conference championship. Although you didn't know what the outcome was going to be just yet. What was the difference in the team? Maybe your confidence level.
Yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead and say it was my sophomore year was my first actual college season, so it's definitely a tough transition, stronger, faster game. But I think I really started to settle down my junior campaign, and really felt confident. Got some great touches on the ball early on sophomore year, and just progressed. And, I think as with any player, the first year was a little tough, and then transition-wise, just had to roll with the punches.
Some may say going into the playoffs your junior season, you were a powerhouse. Can you talk about the incredible streak you went through to get there?
Are you saying the program as a whole, or like body-wise, I was a powerhouse?
Body-wise as a powerhouse.
Okay, well, I'd say as a team, powerhouse-wise, we just kept on growing, We started off with a couple key wins. NDC was halfway through the season, big overtime win, and we just kept on building our confidence and building our rapport since then. And I'd say myself, powerhouse-wise, really hit the gym in the off-season, made sure my legs were not so much bulkier, but a little bit stronger, and made sure my physical stature was up.
What does 8-0 mean to you?
Domination.
And just in terms of referring to the overall, obviously you won 8 games. Can you talk about that?
I'd say miracle on the pitch was the best way I could describe it. 8 wins in a row to make the conference tournament. I mean, how many people can do that?
Let's talk about the team morale.
Team morale was incredible. It started off with just nothing to lose, going out there and playing 110%, 90 minutes, and just kept on rolling with it. We had nothing to lose. We just wanted to make that A seed and ended up getting it. So the team morale was very strong, I'd say.
And of course, you won in the championship game, arguably one of the hottest teams in the Commonwealth Coast Conference, playing Western New England. What was different about this game compared to others?
Well, Winnick was nationally ranked that year pretty high. I think they were close to 20, so we had a work cut out for us. And I think we were a little bit intimidated maybe going into it, just because we knew what they were capable of, and the Golden Bears bring it every year.
Now, how was the locker room after that game? What was the mood like?
You mean after the championship?
Yes.
It wasn't as bad as you would think it was, because we weren't expecting to go that far. So we knew that we made it to the championship, and we had a lead at one point, and we tied it up. So I think we all agreed that we did a good job in that game, and we were hoping the next season we were going to go further, maybe win it all.
Well, Steve, you've obviously had a successful career.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about your most memorable moment? Maybe some highlights.
Probably hanging out with the guys on the bus. D. Smith, M. Sode, Happy Feet, Tim Mann. Definitely, we built the morale. I would say also maybe the Curry game was probably my best experience as a player. What with the Nichols fans being there and beating them on their home turf in semifinals.
What do you think your legacy will be here at Nichols College?
Myself, like as Steve as a player, like as the franchise.
Talk about Steve the player first and then go into the franchise.
Steve the player, I think my legacy would be, I worked hard. Worked hard every practice and tried to be a consistent player and give as much as I could at any time the team needed me. And franchise, some may say, is my alter ego. Stevie Franchise. I'd say I definitely think he was more the jokester in the team, so I think whenever we were down, I like to think of myself as one of the guys to go to really have a good chuckle,
Well, there you have it. Stevie Franchise, Steve Hutchinson, I really appreciate you coming by.
Pleasure, thanks.
And take care of yourself. Good luck for you in the future, and we'll hope, don't be shy, don't be a stranger, come back.
And go for me, you think about me now.